Bee Swarm Simulator has just been updated, and it has gone huge lately. Like, seriously, if I go, where's the visit thing? Active, 1,940, wait, no. 194K active players with a 95% vote like ratio. This game has blown up like crazy. And today I thought I would explain to you what Bee Swarm Simulator is, and essentially how it's cool, how it's fun to play, and how you can sometimes mess with things. Now before you guys make any judgments, yeah, I've kind of played this game a lot already. But I'm not here to talk about how much I'm really good at this game, but I'm rather here to talk about... I'm not even gonna ask what their usernames are, but whatever. So Bee Swarm Simulator has a lot of things you can do. Like, for example, this one bear that is somehow literally 2 stories tall, except I remember him being too much taller than before. Holy cow, there's a mythic meteor shower. Now, there are something called puff shrooms, not mushrooms for whatever reason, where you can literally just add some honey to it and you'll be able to get some rewards for gathering pollen or flowers or whatever you call it. However, the leveling system got very buggy and I'm not really good at getting good rewards, so I got bored and gave up. Also, if you were thinking about either talking with people, yeah, that's not gonna happen. There is way too many stuff going on in chat to the point where even if someone does talk, you're probably not gonna even see them. Bro, this chat is like... no one talks in this chat, but like, even if someone did say something, I would barely catch it at all. Now, there are a handful of mini-bosses you can go to. Like, for example, there's Stump Snail that hangs out in the 10B field and likes to hang around on Stump Field, as you can tell. However, the problem is... yeah, I just kind of sit there and do absolutely nothing. That's one of my favorite bosses I love to do. Look how happy I am. Now there is one more boss you can go to called Tunnel Bear, which is in the same exact area, except it's down this little tube. Just make sure to not break your legs while falling into it. Now, Tunnel Bear perfectly for me is probably the easiest thing ever besides one of these bosses that will come up soon. But yeah, you don't really need to worry about it because it doesn't really give much loot. Whoa, that came out of nowhere. Oh, I got a diamond egg as well. Okay. Alright, so never mind. Apparently it does give a lot of loot. It just so happened that the one time I got some good loot is when I was recording. So hey, I guess I should record more. There's also one boss that's all the way in the 35B zone, which is called Coconut Crab. And it's probably the most fun boss that you're ever going to fight, since you finally don't have to just stand there and just hope you don't get hit, but instead you actually move around, which I think should be incorporated more into bosses. Unfortunately though, you can just cheese the entire boss by standing perfectly still in the corner and standing right on the edge to the point where the coconut crab just kind of body slams himself into the side of the wall. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem. There we go. I beat coconut crab. There's also the random critters you'll find everywhere, like rhino beetle, ladybugs, mantises, and a random werewolf that kind of appears for no reason. Personally, I think it's out of place, but whatever. Now, there is one boss that is evil of all time. The one boss that will kill you in an instant, hiding behind this one random, peculiar blue flower in the middle of nowhere. Let's see what happens. That was very engaging. Yeah, it's actually one of the easiest bosses in the game, and it's probably the starter boss for everyone that's starting the game. It's not really that good. Now, throughout your games, you can also get quests from different bears. Depending on which bear you want, depends on the difficulty you want. Like, for example, you have Black Bear, which is right next to the hives, will probably give you the easiest quest. There's Bee Bear, which is essentially the event bear that only comes during Christmas, and somehow has wings poking out through his back. So I don't really want to know how the biology works for that thing. But whatever, that's not my biggest concern. You have Mother Bear, which focuses on treats and will never, ever, and I mean ever, get a touch of rain since she is instantly always under this umbrella for whatever reason. You have Panda Bear, which has an anger management problem by wanting to beat up every single mob that's in this game. You have Science Bear that I was just too lazy to go up to, but hey, you can see his head poking through. You will have Brown Bear that gives you an infinite number of tasks and will have no life. You have Bucko Bee that just chills there in his house, and Riley Bee, which is the opposite of Bucko Bee, but red. There's Polar Bear, which is, again, the exact same thing as Brown Bear, except for whatever reason he likes to focus on food, so I'm so surprised he's not fat at this point. You also have the only non-living thing in here, and that's Robo Bear, which essentially doesn't really give a quest line, but hey, he's just kinda here. Is somehow working somehow, but I'm not a mechanic, so I don't really care. And then you got probably one of the longest dialogue bears for some reason, Spirit Bear, who for some reason wears a pedal directly around her yeah. I'm not gonna ask. Giving Adam and Eve vibes. Anyway, this Spirit Bear just loves to talk so much to the point where he could just easily click through like everything and not give a crap of what the heck she's saying. You could have just summed that up all in just one sentence, but no, apparently you have to do it in 6 different messages. Oh yeah, I completely forgot. You also have one questline who's the developer of himself, Onett. He's the creator of Beeswarm Simulator, who for some reason is dressed up as something that looks like they came out of an apocalypse or something. I don't know. Is he getting ready for Fallout? That kind of looks like it to me. I guess that's his new TikTok trend style. I'm not really sure. There's also one questline that you can completely forget about called Honeybee, which is something you can really honestly ignore. The only thing you can focus on is his odd looking face that makes him look like a creep, but yeah. And then you have something called mini bosses, which essentially just bees that you attack with, but instead it's another bee that hits back at you. Like, what's a good one to start off with? Get away from me, vicious bee. There's also other challenges like the Ant Challenge, which has absolutely the easiest thing you will ever do. And just like that, I got a Supreme Amulet. There's also this other boss named Stickbug, where you can actually get him to fight you purposely for a free entry every single day. And also, by the way, this is where that famous music comes from with the Stickbug meme. But Stickbug's probably the best bosses to fight because it actually is very engaging and you get a lot of loot for it. In fact, there's multiple times where you can actually cheese the boss and just stand perfectly still. However, someone might actually steal your loot if you do that, and that person happens to be me. Dude, you're not gonna be able to get anything from that. It's all gonna be... Thank you for doing my work. And that guy probably got pissed because later on he just kind of left and waddled away. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. Until the very next day. Now there is one more thing I want to talk about this game, and that's something that y'all might be a little bit confused on. There's something in this game called stickers that are attached to walls and different areas, and you can get them in multiple ways. There's a ton of stickers, and I feel like I'm looking at a Pokemon Dex right now, just looking at how many there are. Now you're probably wondering what stickers have to do with honey making and bees. Me too. Anyways, There is a trade hub you can go to that's right next to the ant challenge, and it just takes you a bit and eventually make it there, where everyone there peacefully trades with each other. Or at least half the server does. I mean, not really anyone is here. And let me just tell you, you're not gonna get guaranteed to be able to get a trade because the amount of people that talk here are mostly just people copying and pasting the same exact thing over and over again. So yeah, good luck with that. Now that I told you what's in Bee Swarm Simulator, it's time to know what you're mostly gonna do. Mostly sitting. Any day now. Any day now. I'm bored. Yeah, half the game you're literally just collecting pollen and moving left or right on a field. So all you gotta do is just have your hands on the keyboard, move your index finger over to the left side of your mouse, and you're on your way. Now, there are some things that I didn't talk about in this game, but that's because I wanted you all to go experience this game for yourself. I mean, I don't want to spoil everything, so hey, go figure this stuff out on your own. I'm not supposed to be your father or something. Go figure it out. Anyway, that's Bee Swarm Simulator. I hope you enjoyed whatever this video was, and I hope you enjoyed what Bee Swarm Simulator is all about and what you can do in this game. I want to give one shout out to a popular YouTuber I like to watch called Peanut Butter Gamer. This was a little bit inspired about his style and everything like that because I find his jokes very satisfying, very funny, and I just like his style of how he explains certain games. A link to the game and to his channel is in the description. I want to at least give some credit to him since, again, this video is kind of inspired with his style. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to share. But yeah, go play the game yourself, and whatever you do, don't get stung by one of these bees unless you want to end up in the hospital for a total of 48 hours because you're allergic. Yeah, I don't really know.